Now the next speaker is Naresh Prasad Joshi. He is speaking on fluoride level in drinking water sources of Sudur Paschim province, Nepal.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Respected chairpersons, ladies and gentlemen, I will be presenting on fluoride level in drinking water sources of Sudur Paschim province, Nepal. First of all, I'd like to thank my co-investigators, Dr. Jagadish Joshi, who is the Director of Provincial Health Directorate in Sudur Paschim, and Dr. Abanish Singh from National Medical College in Virganj. I'll be presenting about background, objectives, methodology that we followed, results, conclusion, and some take-home messages. So, fluorine, as you know, is part of halogen family. It is highly reactive, and it is present in the environment as fluoride. So this fluoride is also present in water in varying concentrations. One interesting fact about fluoride is, if it is present in an optimum concentration in water, it provides us with protection from dental caries. But when it is at higher concentration, let's say more than 2 parts per million, then it can cause fluorosis of teeth and also of bones and joints, so which is bad for our health. So, considering this fact, we started our journey of exploring these uncharted waters, where we looked at the concentration of fluoride in drinking water sources. It was done in Sudur Paschim province of Nepal. Sudur Paschim, as you know, is composed of 9 districts. There are 88 municipalities, local levels. Out of those, 1 is sub-metropolitan, which is Dhangadi. There are 33 municipalities and 54 rural municipalities. एउटा उपमहानगरपालिका, 33 नगरपालिका र 54 वटा गाउँपालिका. And the caries, dental caries prevalence in our country is high. There are no systematic data that have been garnered recently, but older data of 2004 show that in children of 5 to 6 year old, the prevalence of dental caries is as high as 67%. Meaning out of 3 children, 2 will have dental caries. So that leads to while World Health Organization has recommended that each member state should map and track the concentration of fluoride in waters. So to meet that objective, we did this study, and we assessed the level of fluoride in drinking water sources, and then in different drinking water sources, and also we compared the level of fluoride according to different geographical regions, Tarai region, hills, and mountains. So a quantitative cross-sectional study was employed. We collected natural water supply, for example, hand pumps in Tarai or springs, those sort of sources, and municipal supply, wherever municipality is supplying water through its system, and then bottled or packaged water sources. 3 types of water sources we collected samples from. This was done in from May to June 2023 after obtaining ethical approval from the NHRC. So while selecting the municipalities, as I said, there is only one sub-metropolitan, so we included that. Out of municipalities, we selected one municipality with the highest population from each district of the province, and we also selected one rural municipality with the highest population. And 3 water samples were collected from all of the selected palikas. There were a total of 57 samples. So I was involved in collecting samples from different municipalities. This was a fun experience. You can see some of the pictures. Those samples were transported to NS certified lab in Kathmandu within 2 weeks of collection as recommended by APHA. A standard method was followed in estimating fluoride, and some samples were retested to check for reliability. And after obtaining the results, we entered the data into Excel, and then they were analyzed, and comparison was done using Kruskal-Wallis test. So the results were alarming. The fluoride concentration in almost all of the water samples was less than that is recommended by WHO and American Dental Association. They recommend that the water samples should have 0.7 to 1.2 parts per million of fluoride in water, which will be helpful to us or helping our children in preventing dental caries. But the levels were less than 0.1 ppm in most of the samples. In one of the samples that was taken from a hand pump, in this health post as pictured, in Kanchanpur, the concentration was 0.9 ppm, which is absolutely good for protection from dental caries. Okay. These are some of the data regarding minimum and maximum concentration of fluoride. You can see in municipal water systems, the maximum has been obtained at 0.9 ppm, which is good, but most of them are less than that is recommended. And according to geographical location, from samples from Tarai, mountain, hills, there was no statistical differences. Some represented pictures that from where the samples were collected. So, as I previously mentioned, fluoride concentration when it is less than 0.7 parts per million is useless, let's say. Water is good for us, but the fluoride concentration is not good. When it is around 1 parts per million, that is 1 mg per liter, it is good for dental health. But when it is more than 1.5 parts per million, it is detrimental. So fluoride is considered as a double-edged sword, which can be bad when it is at lower concentration and also bad when it is at higher. So if we can maintain an optimum concentration of fluoride in water, it can give us great benefits. So finally, to summarize, fluoride concentration in drinking water sources of Sudur Paschim was less than that is recommended. But what we recommend from this study is, if we can maintain a concentration, an optimum concentration of fluoride in waters, it can go a long way in preventing dental caries in our children. So for this, I'd like to share a small experience if I can, 2 minutes. In this conference, when I was socializing with one of the participants, let's not disclose the name, I told him that I'm from a dental background. I've completed master's in something, and then I'm presenting about fluoride in water. And as I said, fluoride or fluorine belongs to the same group that iodine belongs, and it is helpful in preventing dental caries. That fine gentleman said, yeah, iodine is good, but I've heard concerns about sterility in men when it is consumed. So there are issues about when new public health measure or something is introduced, new thing is introduced. So this also utilizing fluoride in water, in our drinking water, and consuming that for betterment of oral health. This can be, may not be met with good responses at the first, but with continuous efforts, this can be helpful in preventing dental caries in our children. So with that, I'd like to acknowledge the help of Nepal Health Research Council in funding the study and smooth conduction. I'd also like to acknowledge the unwavering support of Ministry of Social Development, Sudur Paschim Province. Thank you very much.